South Korea has just done something that sounds like it came straight out of a science fiction movie. A Buddhist temple has officially initiated a humanoid robot as a monk. At Jogyesa Temple in Seoul, monks dressed a robot named Gabi in saffron robes, placed prayer beads around its neck, and welcomed it into the Buddhist order through a special ceremony. But this is not simply a strange publicity stunt or a funny internet moment. Behind this robot monk lies a much bigger story. A story about religion, technology, changing societies, and a desperate attempt to reconnect younger generations with faith in one of the world's most technologically advanced countries. Because South Korean Buddhism is facing a serious crisis. Fewer young people are becoming monks. Fewer people identify as Buddhist. Temples are struggling to stay relevant in a fast-moving digital world. And now, instead of resisting technology, some Buddhist leaders are trying to embrace it completely. The result is something almost unbelievable. An android monk designed not just to attract attention, but to help reboot an ancient faith for the modern age. The ceremony itself looked both traditional and futuristic at the same time. Inside the colorful courtyard of Jogyesa Temple, surrounded by lanterns and monks, the humanoid robot Gabi walked forward slowly as worshippers watched carefully. The robot bowed toward the temple, received Buddhist precepts, and was officially welcomed into the order. Instead of the traditional ritual where incense is lightly pressed onto the skin, monks attached a lantern festival sticker to the robot's mechanical arm. A certificate was even presented showing Gabi's birth date as March 3rd, 2026, the day the machine was manufactured. For many people watching online, the entire scene felt surreal. Some found it inspiring, others found it uncomfortable. But the temple leadership says the idea became serious very quickly after first being discussed almost jokingly. According to Venerable Sungwon, one of the temple's leaders, robots are already becoming part of everyday human life, so religion cannot simply ignore them. In his view, temples must adapt to the changing world around them instead of pretending technology does not exist. And that thinking reflects a larger problem facing Buddhism in South Korea today. Around 2 decades ago, about 23% of South Koreans identified as Buddhist. Today, that number has dropped to around 16%. Among people in their 20s, the number is even lower, only around 8%. Even more worrying for the Buddhist order is the collapse in new monks joining temple life. A decade ago, more than 200 new monks were ordained each year. Last year, that number reportedly fell below 100. For a religion trying to survive long-term, that decline is extremely serious. That is why the Jogye Order, South Korea's largest Buddhist denomination, has started experimenting with what some people call hip Buddhism. Instead of relying only on old traditions, temples are now using social media, meditation apps, merchandise, youth events, and viral online campaigns to attract younger Koreans. And Gabi the robot monk is becoming one of the most dramatic examples of that strategy. Interestingly, the robot itself is not especially advanced compared to many AI machines people see online today. In fact, monks admitted that even teaching Gabi how to place its hands together properly in prayer was surprisingly difficult. But for the temple leadership, the point is bigger than the robot's technical abilities. They want younger people to feel curious enough to step inside a temple again. They believe even one visit can create a long-term connection with Buddhism later in life. During Gabi's initiation, the robot was also given 5 Buddhist precepts, or ethical rules. 4 of them focused on not harming people, damaging objects, behaving dishonestly, or acting disrespectfully. But the 5th rule became the most unusual one. The robot was told not to overcharge. At first glance, that sounds like a joke about batteries. but Venerable Sungwon explained that it actually represents the Buddhist warning against excess and overindulgence. Humans may overeat, drink too much, or become obsessed with desires. For a robot, overcharging became the symbolic equivalent. What makes this even more interesting is that the monk reportedly used AI programs like ChatGPT and Gemini while thinking about how to write these rules. In a strange twist, humans were using artificial intelligence to help define spiritual ethics for another machine. But beneath the humor and curiosity surrounding Gabi lies a much deeper debate about the future relationship between humans, religion, and artificial intelligence. Can a machine truly understand spirituality? Can a robot follow religious teachings? Can something without emotions or consciousness really become part of a faith community? Many people would immediately say no. And even the temple itself does not claim that Gabi is spiritually enlightened. Instead, the monks say the real goal is to encourage humans, especially the people designing future AI systems, to think carefully about ethics, morality, and compassion. Venerable Sungwon believes the rapid growth of artificial intelligence makes these questions impossible to ignore anymore. And unlike many people who fear advanced AI, he appears surprisingly optimistic about humanity's future relationship with intelligent machines. He even compared future AI systems to highly intelligent beings caring for weaker humans with kindness. His argument was simple: smarter beings do not automatically become cruel. Just as humans care for animals, future AI might care for humans compassionately. Whether people agree with that vision or not, it shows how dramatically attitudes toward technology are changing inside even ancient religious institutions. Buddhism itself has historically adapted to different cultures, societies, and technologies over centuries. Printing presses once transformed Buddhist texts. Television later changed religious outreach. Now, artificial intelligence may become the next major transformation. And in highly modernized societies like South Korea, where technology shapes almost every part of daily life, religious institutions increasingly feel pressure to modernize as well if they want to remain culturally relevant. In the end, Gabi the robot monk may look strange today, but it represents a much larger global story that is only beginning. Around the world, religions are struggling to connect with younger generations, growing up in digital societies filled with smartphones, AI systems, social media, and rapidly changing lifestyles. Traditional institutions everywhere are asking the same difficult question: how do you preserve ancient beliefs in a world changing faster than ever before? South Korea's Buddhists have decided that resisting technology may no longer work. Instead, they are trying to turn technology into a bridge back toward spirituality. Whether that strategy succeeds remains uncertain. Some people may see robot monks as creative and innovative. Others may see them as turning religion into spectacle. But one thing is undeniable: the ceremony succeeded in making millions of people talk about Buddhism again. And perhaps that was the entire point from the beginning. Next week, Gabi and its robotic companions are expected to walk through Seoul's famous Lotus Lantern Parade, celebrating Buddha's birthday, becoming part of one of South Korea's biggest religious festivals. For many older generations, the image may feel shocking, but for younger Koreans raised in a world of AI and automation, a robot monk may not feel strange at all. And that may be exactly why Jogyesa Temple believes Gabi could help reopen the door between modern youth and an ancient faith that fears slowly fading away.